Nima gaplar, nima yangiliklar?
Hozir darsdan keldik.
Yangilik yo'q. Shu bolalar yig'lab ko'nyapti sekin-sekin.
Yig'lab.
Shanba kuni qaysi paytda dars qilamiz, M.Aziz?
Shanba kuni hozir bo'shlaman, любой payt boradi menga.
Bu payt bo'laveradigan bo'lsa, soat 11 dan 1 gacha qilaylik. Sizlar soatinglarda 10 dan 12 gacha. Qanaqa vaqt?
Boradi.
Bo'pti, hozir ketayotganini aniqlashtirib qo'yaman. Bo'pti, boshladik bo'lmasam.
Xo'p. Other forms of direct proportion.
Sen inglizcha gapirsan, bemalol tushunyapsanmi yo o'zbekcha davom etaylikmi?
Ingliz gapirsangiz tushunyapman, bemalol emasda.
Mayli, tushunmagan joylarni sekin-sekin qulog'iga o'rganib boradi-da.
Bo'ldi.
Demak, o'tgan safar to'g'ri proporsional haqida gaplashdik. To'g'rimi? Hozir seni bilishing bo'lgan narsa birinchidan ikkita o'zgaruvchi berilgan bo'lsa, ya'ni o'zgaruvchi deganda x, y deyapmiz, to'g'rimi? Mana x, let's say y is directly proportional to x. All right. First, you should understand this notation, right? Because we are using here mathematical symbol. Okay, we use this for direct and indirect proportion. So what does it mean? This is the same thing as these two quantities, right? This is x variable, o'zgaruvchi. This is another variable, right? So they are related to each other by this equation, k times x, right? What is k? It's a constant number. But sometimes this
y
x...
ga teng qiladigan sonda. Y ga teng qiladigan son. Masalan, y 6 bo'lgan bo'lsa, k times x bo'lganda k x 2 bo'lsa, k 3 bo'lib qoladi-da. Y ga teng kelgan.
Sen bu yerda bitta narsa tushunishing kerak. O'zi tenglama degan nima degani? Tenglama degani ikkita o'zgaruvchi orasidagi munosabatni ko'rsatadigan narsa degani-da bu. Bu ikkita munosabat nima bo'lishi mumkin? Bu har xil narsa bo'lishi mumkin. O'tganda qanaqa misollar berdim? Misol uchun sen bozorda ishlayotgan bo'lsang, ishlayotgan har kuningga pul topasan, to'g'rimi? Mana bu kuning bo'lishi mumkin. Necha kun ishlading? 1 kun, 2 kun, 3 kun, 1-chi kun, 2-chi kun, 3-chi kun. Mana bu sen topgan puling bo'lishi mumkin, misol uchun-da. Bu o'zgaruvchi degani bu har xil narsani ifodalash mumkin. Yoki bo'lmasam bu x nima bo'lishi mumkin? Bozordagi biror tovar narxi bo'lishi mumkin. Misol uchun futbolka sotyapsan, har bitta futbolka narxi $5. Misol uchun bu narsa $5 bo'ladigan bo'lsa, mana bu futbolkaning soni deylik, mana bu har bitta futbolkaning qiymati deylik. Misol uchun-da, sen bitta futbolka olsang $5 to'lashing kerak, ikkita olsang $10 to'lashing kerak, 5 ta olsang $25 to'lashing kerak, to'g'rimi? Ya'ni umumiy jihatda ikkita o'zgaruvchi qanaqa bog'lanyapti? O'shani har xil usul bilan ko'rsatishimiz mumkin, to'g'rimi? Uni tenglama orqali ko'rsatish mumkin yoki grafika orqali ko'rsatish mumkin yoki tablitsa orqali ko'rsatish mumkin. Mayli, endi hozir nima qilmaylik, sen hozir asosan you need to focus on this equation. Y is equal to k times x. So if these two quantities x and y, they are connected to each other by this equation, then we say that y is directly proportional to x. Okay. So here in general, here we have y. So that is equal to k times something x. Then we say that this y is directly proportional to x. In this question, it's saying that for each of the following equations, how many equations? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here you are given 5 equations. State which two variables are directly proportional to each other and explain why. And it states degan nima degani? Bu yerdagi tenglamalarni qaysi biri, ya'ni which two variables, qaysi ikkita o'zgaruvchi are directly proportional to each other and explain why. Yani bularni directly proportional bo'lish uchun biz bu shaklda yozib olishimiz kerak, to'g'rimi? Chunki shu shaklda yozib oladigan bo'lsak, keyin aytishimiz mumkin, demak y is directly proportional to x. So, here this k is constant. In the first example, y equals 5 times x squared, right? So as you see here, y is divided by x is equal to k. So here y is directly proportional to x. Why? Because the year ratio is constant number. So in a similar way, can I just convert this equation into this form? For example, here we have y, right, over, what is it here? X cubed, right? X cubed here, x cubed. On the right hand side, we have 5. Right? So we have one variable here. another variable is here, and their ratio is constant. That means that these two things, y and x cubed, they change at the same rate. Okay, because if you just double this, also you have to double this. If you triple this, also you have to triple this. If you multiply by 5, also you need to multiply by 5, so that the ratio is always equal to 5. Then I can write here, then this y is directly proportional to x cubed, not x, here x cubed. Okay. In the second example, how about y equals 1 times square root of x, right? So if you divide both sides by square root of x, then we have here y over square root of x, and here we have square root of x over square root of x, right? That's just doing the same thing to both sides of the equation. It does not change this solution. Yani bu tenglamaki misol uchun men hozir buni bu shaklda yozishga harakat qilyapman. Chunki bunga direct proportional deyishim uchun birinchi navbatda bular bu shaklda yozilgan bo'lishi mumkin. Bitta y barobar nimaga y barobar k ko'paygan x. X and y o'zgaruvchi. Mana bu yerda ikki tomonni ildizosi x ga bo'ladigan bo'lsak, bular birga teng, to'g'rimi? Har qanday ifodani o'ziga bo'lsa ham birga teng. Demak, bu yerdan yozishim mumkin ekan. Y is divided by square root of x is equal to 1. What is 1? It is our constant number. That's k. Because k is constant number. It's not variable. These things are variable, right? And the ratio is equal to constant number. Now I can say that then this y is directly proportional to square root of x. So what does it mean? This means that the ratio is constant number. Aslida hozir pastga anavi nima keladi? Tuk-tukchi. Yani nima? Antes bormi?
Hozir men ko'raman. Agar mata y tayida x kvadrat x v kvadratga bo'lsa, kvadrat ichida bo'lsa, nimaga ma'qul ikkita ma'qul bo'lgan farqi bo'ladimi? Buni ma'qul bo'lmaydi, to'g'rimi? Masalan, biz boshda x kvadrat x qo'ygan ilzosida, keyin y raqami o'sha x nima oldi ostida bo'ldi. Bundan ishtamatda hozir
birinchi oqib qo'ying, choydan qaynatib
masalan, hozir qaytargan bo'lsangiz, mana ma'qul olib o'tdi, to'g'rimi? Birinchi xizmat hisoblagan bo'lsak, ma'qul bo'ldi, ko'paytib, o'rda ko'paytib, o'rdaga bo'lib ketdi. Bo'lib ketib, bir necha bo'lib qoldi, to'g'rimi? Narsaga. Nimaga olib qoldi?
Bu manda bo'lib qoldi.
Hello. Yes. Arrived already at Paragon University?
Игрide oldida bir bor.
Ha, aslında şu krizin kişi yapması. Mao, muy mente.
Getta, birni topish uchun.
Okay, muy mente, coming, Mao.
Mana joyda bir bo'lsa.
Alright, davom etamiz, Muhammad. Sen hozir bu narsalarni sapli nima qilayotganini tushunib olsang, bir ikkita misol yechgandan keyin yana ham tushunib olasan. Chunki uni misol o'zing yozmaguningcha tushunmaslik mumkin. Bu yerda asosiy narsa nimani bilishing kerak. Ya'ni biror tenglama bo'lgan bo'lsa, tenglamaning ichida o'zgaruvchilar bor. O'zgaruvchilar qanaqa bog'langan, biz shuni bilmoqchimiz xolos. Ya'ni to'g'ri proporsional bog'lanish uchun qaysi o'zgaruvchiga to'g'ri nimada bog'langan, to'g'ri proporsional bog'langan. O'zbekcha shunaqa bo'lsa kerak. So here we are trying to find out which variable is directly proportional to which variable here. So because here we have y, here we have x times x squared, or x squared times x, or x cubed, right? In order to see that actually the ratio is constant, I should write these two quantities, right? Y is divided by x cubed. So the ratio is constant. Then I can say that this y is directly proportional to x cubed. In the problems, you will see that sometimes in the problem, if they say that something is directly proportional to something, so you need to write this equation immediately, right? Then you can continue solving the problem. Next problem is, how about here? This pi is constant number. What is pi? We know that pi is approximately 3.14, right? So what is r? It is a variable. It's a radius. And all area of a circle, that's also variable. It may change, right? If r equals 5, different area. If r equals 10, different area. How about this pi? It's a constant number.
Ага. Значит, так.
Eshitay turibdi ekanmi? Ana Food Panda.
Yo'q.
Eshikni oldida yo'qmi?
Yo'q.
Hozir to'xtab turib bo'lmasam, qaraymiz, telefon qilsa aytamasang. Turib-turib eshikni oldida kelsa aytasan menga.
Значит, bu yerda A over R square bo'lib qoladimi?
Demak, bu yerda qaysi o'zgaruvchi, qaysi o'zgar nisbati o'zgarmas songa teng. Demak, mana bu pi, this is our k here, right? Constant number.
Yeah.
So if I just write it as A over R squared is equal to pi.
3
Constant number. On the left hand side, what do we have? The ratio of capital A to R squared. So now I can say that since the ratio is equal to constant number, then this capital A is directly proportional to R squared. Okay. How about here? For example, I can write it as y squared is divided by x is equal to 3. Make sure that on the right hand side we have constant number.
Yeah.
So this is variable, and the ratio is constant. Oh. Hello. Yes. Bong, are you from Food Panda? Food Panda? Yeah. Okay, M.Aziz. Davom etamiz. Demak, bu o'zgaruvchi, boshqa bir o'zgaruvchi, bu y, bu x. Ularning nisbati, ratio, constant numberga teng ekan, to'g'rimi? Demak, yana aytamiz. Demak, constant number teng bo'lgani uchun y squared is directly proportional to x. Okay. How about here? Here we have expression, the whole thing, right? If I divide both sides by x, then I get this thing, y minus 1 over x is equal to 4. So the ratio of y minus 1 to x is constant number, right? So now we can say that then this y minus 1 directly proportional to x.
8x.
Okay?
Okay.
Example related to this. Assume that we have given this question, we have to solve this. In the problem, it says that if y is directly proportional to x squared. So immediately when you just read this, you have to think that this y is directly proportional to x squared in symbols. I can write it as y is directly proportional to x squared, right? And what does it mean? It means that the ratio of y to x squared is constant number. And what is the equation of this statement? That is y is equal to k times x squared. Okay, so this is constant. This is y is directly proportional to x squared is the same thing as this one. This thing is the same thing as this one. Okay. Yani bitta narsani xohlasang bunday ifodalashim mumkin, xohlasang bu shaklda ifodalashim mumkin, xohlasang bu shaklda ifodalashim mumkin, lekin hammasini nimasi bir xil, ma'nosi bir xil. Tushunyapsanmi? Endi davom etamiz. Aytyaptiki bu yerda, agar if y equals 20, when x equals 2. So when y equals 20, x equals 2. A, find an equation connecting x and y. I know the equation, but here you need to find this k. What is the value of k, right? So how can I find k? First, we know that this k constant is equal to y over x squared, right? And it says that y equals 20 when x equals 2. So substitute here, y is equal to 20 over, what is x? It is 2. And here we have square.
2 squared.
And the 20
4,
over
right?
4, that's equal to 5.
5.
So k equals 5. If I know k, now I can write the equation of I mean the equation that connects x and y, right? That is this equation. So the answer is y is equal to
equal
5x
times.
So x and y are connected by this equation. Question B, calculate the value of y when x equals 3. So substitute here. So y is equal to 5 times. What is x?
Times
X equals 3.
3 square.
That's equal to, it is 9. 5 times 9 is 45. So that means that the answer to this question is when x equals 3, y must be equal to 45. Okay? So in similar way, here we have C, right? Calculate the values of x. It says values. It may have more than one value. When y equals 1.25. So here first write the equation. What is our equation? This one, right? 5x squared. And this equation shows how y and x are connected to each other. So now it says that when y equals 1.25. So substitute here 1.25 equals 5 times x squared. So I need to find the value of x, right? So here we have x squared is equal to 1.25 is divided by 5, which is equal to 0.25. So what number square is equal to 0.25? And we know that this 0.25 is 25 over 100, and which is equal to 1 over 4, right? 25 times 1, 25 times 4, they cancel each other. If you simplify this, I get this fraction. So now the question is, what fraction, what number square is 1 over 4? So actually we have two solutions here. So x equals 1 over 2 or x equals negative 1 over 2. Because 1 over 2 squared, 1 over 4. Negative 1 over 2 squared, it is 1 over 4 because of the square, right? So we have two possible answers. The first possible answer here is 1 over 2. And second possible answer is negative
1 minus 1 over 2.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So now sketch the graph of y against x squared. Okay. Before doing this, you can make a table, and what we have found out here. If you make a table, let's say this is our table. All right. Now we can see how the things are connected to each other. Here we have y. Okay, here we have y, and here we have x squared, right? And we answer 3 questions. I can fill the table. For example, the first one, we know that when x equals 3, right? When x equals 3, here it is 9, right? X squared is 9. What is y? Y equals here 45, right? And when x squared here is when y is equal to 1.25, when it is 1.25, so this x squared, right? What is x squared is equal to 1 over 4.
1 over 4 or minus.
And also here, when y is equal to 20, when y is equal to 20, for example, what is x squared? X squared is 4.
It is 4.
Okay. As you see here, this ratios 45 over 9, it is 5. 20 over 5, it is 5. 1.25 is divided by 0.25, it is 5. All this ratio is equal to 5. That's why actually y and x squared, they are directly proportional to each other. Okay. 1 minute break.
Me also? Break time dedi. Можно 1 минут поотдохнуть dedi. Men boshlarga topgandik.
Olingan ma'lumot. Ishonchli saytmi, ishonchsiz sayt?
Omadan tushunarli bo'lyaptimi?
Ha, tushunarli bo'lyapti.
5-6 misol yechsang senga oson bo'lib qoladi. Asosan shu ingliz tilini bilan tushunib olsang, ham ingliz tili men ham rivojlanib ketadi, xudo xolasa.
Oson bo'ldi.
Endi tushunarli bo'lyapti, bu yerda. Ko'ryapsan, misol bu oladigan bo'lsang, the ratio of two things are is or is a constant number. And that's why we say that y is directly proportional to x squared. Now we need to sketch the graph of y against x squared. Here not x squared. So if you sketch the graph, let me just draw it here. So to draw the graph, we know that the graph of directed proportional is straight line. So this line is x squared and this one is y. And also if you remember, the graph of this thing always passes through the origin, right? This is our origin. So graph is something like this. The graph is something like this. Okay. Now we can just write here, for example, the first one is, let's say,
1.25 and 1
if
over 4.
x squared is 1 over 4, if x squared is 1 over 4, what is y? 1.25. Here we have 1.25. If another one is, if x squared, not x, is 4, for example here, if it is equal to 4, then what is y? The corresponding value is, it is
20.
20.
20.
And next one is here, for example,
9
when it is 9,
45.
x squared is 9. And what is y? It is 45.
Y 45.
So here we have 45. Okay. In rule you can draw much better, but you should know that if two quantities are directly proportional to each other and their graph is always straight line that passes through the origin. This is the origin, right? O. Okay?
Okay. I have it.
Nozir opasiga tushunarli bo'lyaptimi? Nozir opa mashaqqatmi?
Men buni masalalarni yechib tashladim.
Bu yerda asosan masala yechish emas, masalalarni bunaqa step by step, qadam qadam tushunib, inglizchasi nimaga o'shani o'rganib yechib tashlashdi.
Hozir men bitta narsani
ha?
Mana masalalarda y directly proportional to x degani
To'g'ri proportional x degani.
Asha y bo'lingan x deb olamiz mana shunda.
Aha. O'zi to'g'ri proportional degan nima degani? Agar ikkita o'zgaruvchi bir xil nisbatda o'ssa yoki bir xil nisbatda kamayadigan bo'lsa, demakki bu biriga to'g'ri proporsional bo'lib bog'langan bo'ladi o'zi. Endi har xil o'zgarishi mumkin. Endi u shunaqa bog'lanishlar biz bittasi to'g'ri o'zgaradiganlarni qarayapmiz hozir. Eng soddasini. Hayotda bunaqa narsa ko'p, misol uchun to'pni qarashimiz mumkin. 1 kilovatiga misol 2 so'm to'lanadi, to'g'rimi? 5 kilovat ishlatishdan 10 so'm to'lanadi. Bu yerda ishlatgan puli va ishlatgan kilovati nisbatan oladigan bo'lsa, har doim bir o'zgarmas songa teng bo'ladi. Demakki, bu yerda ishlatgan kilovat bilan to'layotgan pul bir-biriga to'g'ri proporsional bog'langan bo'ladi.
Aslında y directly proportional to x deganda doim asha y over x qilib ishlab ketamizmi?
Ha? Mana tenglamani yozib olish kerak edi. Mana y barobar k ko'paygan x kvadrat turibdi-yu.
Ha.
Demak, u shunaqa y yana y is directly proportional to x degani, misol uchun ular shu tenglama orqali bog'langan deganida.
Ha, endi shu tenglama orqali bog'langan deganda, o'sha y bo'lingan y over deysizlarmi kasrni?
Ha.
Y over x overmi?
Ha.
Over.
Over emas, over deb o'qiladi.
Over. Y over x.
Y over
Tamam.
x.
Yani sifralar bersini uni proporsiya qilib yechganda, yana o'sha bir-biriga bog'liq ko'paytmas chiqib qolar ekan, ashuni tushundimda men. Bir-biriga bog'liq deganda. Mana bu. Nima find an equation connection x and y.
Connection
Connection.
x and y.
Ana misol yechayotganda ham hozir ko'rasizlar, har xil hayotda misollar beradi. O'shan qarab turib kelgan odam yechgan sari tushunib ketaveradi, kalasi yana ham o'rnashib ketaveradi. Asosan bu yerda bilib olgan narsalar o'sha ikkita agar o'zgaruvchi bir-biriga to'g'ri proporsional shaklda bog'langan bo'lsa, uni tenglamasi shunaqa bo'ladi-da, y ko'paygan k ko'paygan x bo'ladi. Bu yerda x kvadrat demak x kvadrat. Hozir yana bitta misol yechaylik-da mana. Yana bitta to'g'ri proporsionalga boshqacha misol. O'qishchi M.Aziz.
The volume of a solid V is directly proportional to the cube of its radius r, and given that its volume is 905 centimeters cube, when its radius is 600 centimeter, find centimeters, and find an equation V and R
relating Shundaymi savolim?
Xullas, the volume of solid depth of a solid. Bir narsani
hajmi
og'irligi yo'q, hajmi og'irligida V, ya'ni noaniq belgilanmagan harf bilan berilgan V deb is directly proportional. U ashla narsani radiusiga to'g'ri proporsional deyapti. Agar deyapti, shu narsaning deyapti, hajmi 905 cm kub bo'lsa, radiusi is 6 cm ekan. Agar 905 cm kub bo'lsa, radiusi 6 cm ekan. Find deyapti an equation relation V and R deyapti. Buni birinchi nimasini toping, uravneniyasini toping deyapti. Undan keyin o'sha birinchi uravneniyasini toping, uravneniyasini qilib yeching deyapti-da.
Yaxshi, demak tushunibsan. Bu yerda demak o'sha birorta narsani jismi, ya'ni bitta paqir deyishing ham mumkin, paqir misol yoki paqircha deyishing ham mumkin. Mana paqirchani hajmi bo'ladi, to'g'rimi? Kichikroq paqircha olsang, kam suv sig'adi, katta paqircha olsang, katta suv sig'adi. Lekin o'xshash nol oladigan bo'lsang, misol uchun, bu yerda o'sha o'xshash haqida gap ketyapti-da. Birorta bir paqircha bor, misol uchun faraz qilaman, mana paqircha, to'g'rimi? Unga qanchadir suv sig'adi ichiga. Mana buni volyumi V bo'lsin, V bo'lsin deyapti. Shuni volyumi deyapti. The volume is directly proportional to the cube of its radius. So cube of its radius degani bu r cube degani. Endi sen mana bu narsani misol uchun radiusiga nima tushunamiz? Agar mana bu paqiring silindr shaklida bo'ladigan bo'lsa, anaqa bochka bo'ladigan bo'lsa uydagi. Anaqa silindrda u. Mana biz shu solid, biz qanaqa solid? Mana bu radius. Mana bu ham radius. Ko'rsanmi? Demakki buni volyumi, hajmi buni radiusini kubiga to'g'ri proporsional ekan-da. Demek nima tushunamiz? Demek y v is directly proportional to the cube of its radius r. So first you need to write this using this notation. And we know that this means that this v is equal to k times r cubed, right? So this is the equation. Only here I don't know this k. By using given information, I can find the value of k, right? And okay, this is our first step. And what is the second step? It says that given that its volume is 905, so this volume is 905, when its radius is 6. So find an equation relating V and R. So how can I find the equation? So here we need to answer question A. So from here, what is K? K is equal to V over R cubed. Because this V is directly proportional to R cubed, so the ratio must be equal to constant number. And using this information, when V equals 905, and what is R is equal to 6. So here we have 6 cubed, which is equal to 905 over, what is 6 cubed? 6 times 6 times 6, it is 216. Okay, so that is our K. Now I can write the equation. So this V is related to R cubed by this equation, 905 over 216 times, here we have R cubed. That is the equation that connects V and R. Okay, that is the first question's answer. Now in question B, the question is find its volume, right? Its volume V when its radius is 10 centimeters. So now the question is, if in the second question, now we have a bit bigger one, right? And here, I don't know this radius, something, right? So when the radius is 10, if it is 10, the question is how much water does it take? That means what is the volume of this container or solid? Solid means any three-dimensional figure. So now we have the equation, right? So if I substitute here, V is equal to 905 over 216 times. What is R? R equals 10. It is 10 cubed, which is equal to, what is 10 cubed? 1000. 1000. Multiplied by this. So here we have 905, 123 over 216. And if you have a calculator, you can evaluate and simplify this. It is 905,000, right? Is divided by 216. In simpler form, it is something. We can just leave it like this. That is the answer.
It will 4,189.81.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. For example, we can just leave it correct to 2 decimal places. For example, let's say this 4,100, right? So this one is, let's say, correct to 2 decimal places, 4189.81. 81 centimeters cubed. But in liters, how much is it? This one is approximately 4.2 liters, right? Because 1,000 centimeter cube is equal to 1 liter, right? In liters, but we don't have to write this in this form. So it is 4,189.81 centimeters cube approximately. That's the final answer. Okay, that is one example related to direct proportion. We should go a bit fast. That much is enough, Mumtaz, about direct proportion. Today we will talk about inverse proportion. Okay. Sen and on our one exercise 1A, exercise 1B ni qilyapsan, to'g'rimi? Exercise 1C ni ham qilishing kerak, exercise 1D ni ham qilishing kerak. Agar bo'lsa, tushunmay qolgan joylaringni shanba kuni gaplashamiz, chunki birinchi temadan o'tib tugatishimiz kerak.
Okay. Inverse proportion ketyapmiz, inverse proportion. Неправильно, по-моему, это неправильно.
Okay.
Direct inverse proportions. Is a relationship.
Nimani o'qiyapsan, o'qituvchim?
Okay, inverse proportion is the relationship between two variables when their product is equal to constant value. When
Constant
the
value.
value of one variable increases to other decreases, so their product is unchanged.
Endi bu yerda yana bitta narsa o'tganda direct proportion degani nima qildi? Ikkita agar bir kattalik bir xil nisbatda o'sadigan bo'lsa, bir xil nisbatda kamayadigan bo'lsa, buni direct proportion dedik, to'g'rimi? Endi bu yerda teskarisi misol uchun, bittasi kattaygani, bittasi kamayadi, lekin bir xil nisbatda bo'lishi kerak. Misol uchun bitta narsani 2 marta ko'paytirsang, keyingisini 2 marta kamaytirishing kerak. Ya'ni if the relationship between two variables when their product is equal to a constant value. So here in the first one, in direct proportion, their ratio is constant, but here their product is constant. That means that we are talking about two variables, x times y. If their product is constant, some constant, then we say that x is directly proportional to y. Misol uchun senga bitta misol keltiraman. Misol uchun distance formula. You know distance formula, right? What is the distance formula? It is speed times time. Okay? Assume that you are traveling from Uzgen. Here we have Uzgen to Osh. Right? And let's say what is the distance between Uzgen and Osh? It's about 48 kilometers.
Oh, 54 kilometers.
Okay, let me just make a table here. This one is time, this one is speed, or speed and time, it doesn't matter. Let me, since here we have speed, first, let me just write here, average speed of the car. As you see here, when we are traveling from Uzgen to Osh, this distance, 48 kilometers. This is constant, it's not variable, right? What is changing here? Speed and time, because if you're driving a car, you may change your speeds, and depending on your speed, also time changes. The first one is assume that your speed is 48 kilometers per hour. So how long does it take to travel from Uzgen to Osh? It is 1 hour. Right? Because 48 times 1 equals 48. If your average speed is 48, in 1 hour, you will arrive in Osh. Second one is, how about if your speed is, let's say, you are traveling by motorbike, 24 kilometers per hour. How long does it take?
2 hours.
2 hours.
2 hours.
How about if your speed is 16, for example? It takes 3 hours, right? How about if your speed is 12, for example? It takes 4 hours.
4 hours.
How about if it is 8, for example? It takes 6, right?
6.
If it is 6,
hours.
It takes 8, right? If it is 2, for example, in how many hours you will reach? It is 24 hours. That means in 1 day. 2 kilometers per hour means maybe you are walking. Okay. As you see here, in each case, one is decreasing here, another one is increasing. But here, their rate is the same, right? This one is increasing and decreasing at the same rate. And each time their product is the same constant number, right? This constant number. 48 times 1, 48. 24 times 2, 48. 16 times 3, 48. 12 times 4, 48. Each case, their product is constant number. Now I can say here that then speed of your car is inversely proportional to t, right? So when we say the inversely proportional, I will use here 1 over t, not t here. When it is directly proportional, it's just write t here. When we say inversely proportional, it is 1 over t. So this thing is the same as S is inversely proportional to T. This is how you read it. Okay? How do you read this one? This one is S is inversely
proportional to 1
to
over
T. Not 1 over T, just T. You just write 1 over T. But because of this 1 over T, we are saying that inversely proportional. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Another example, let me give you another example to understand when we talk about this. Assume that you are going to Osh with your cousins. Misal uchun oylar ve Oshga piknikka bormoqsizlar. Bitta avtobus gaplashding misol uchun. Avtobus aytdiki, "Bo'pti, sizlarni olib borib qo'yaman. Sizlar menga misol uchun aytaylik 1,5 ming so'm berasizlar" dedi. Yoki 1,400 so'mga olib borib olib kelaman dedi. Sen aytayga, demak 1,400 so'm ekan, biz hammamiz buni teng bo'lib, hamma birga teng bo'ladi deb aytding misol uchun. Endi bu yerda misol uchun bu umumiy xarajat o'zgarmaydi-ku. Mana bu yerda odamlar soni deydigan bo'lsak, bu yerda har bitta odam beradigan qiymat bo'ladigan bo'lsa, misol uchun. Faraz qilaylik, bitta odam o'zi yolg'iz ketsa avtobusda. U qancha to'laydi bu avtobusga? 1,400 so'm. Agar ikkita odam ketsa-chi, ikkita odam bir xil pul to'lash kerak, demak har bitta odam
700 so'm
to'laydi. Agar misol uchun 14 odam ketsa-chi, agar 14 odam boradigan bo'lsang, demak har bitta odam 100 so'm to'lash kerak. Tushunyapsanmi? Bu ham boshqa bir misol uchun teskari proporsionalga. Chunki har bitta nimada bularning ko'paytmasi constant number. 1 times 1400 equals 2 times 700 equals 14 times 100, right? So in general, if the product of two quantities is equal to a constant number, then we say that these two quantities are inversely proportional to each other. And what is the equation here? This is how they are related to each other. Or if I just leave y alone here, what is y is equal to k over x, right? Ana direct proportional qanaqa edi? K ko'paytirilgan x edi, to'g'rimi?
Bu yerda over ekanda.
Over x. Chunki ularning ko'paytmasi constant bo'lishi kerak. Misol uchun mana senga bitta misol. 10 identical. Identical degani nima degani? Bir xil degani. To'g'rimi? 10 identical pipes can fill a tank in 4 hours. How long will it take 8 of these pipes to fill the same tank? Yani we have a kind of tank. Tank degani nima degani? Bochka degani.
Tank. A bochka? Okay. No problem.
Misol uchun mashinalarni ham benzin qo'yadigan nimasi bo'lardi-yu. O'shani ham tank deydi. Gas tank deyiladi. Yani idishda ular biroz suyuqlik ushlab turadigan idishni tank deymiz. Mana birinchi nimasi nima deyapti? 10 identical pipes. To'g'rimi? Mana bitta shlanka bor, pipedagi shlanka misol uchun 10 ta shlanka ochib qo'ygansiz, lekin hamma shlanka bir xil. To'g'rimi? Bir xil bo'lgandan keyin 1 minutda bir xil suv qo'yishadi hammasi. Agar 4 ta shlanka ishlatadigan bo'lsang, 4 pipes, it takes how much time? It is 4 hours.
4 hours.
The question is, how long will it take 8 of these pipes to fill the same tank? 4 taning o'rniga agar 8 ta shlankani ochib qo'ysang qancha vaqt oladi? Agar misol o'shani aytaylik, t vaqt oladi olsin. Yaxshi, bu ham bitta misol inverse, chunki qancha ko'p shlanka qo'ysang, shuncha tez to'ladi, to'g'rimi? Kam shlanka qo'yadigan bo'lsang, kam to'ladi. Misol bitta shlanka qo'yib qo'yadigan bo'lsang, ko'p to'ladi. Agar 10 ta shlanka qo'yib qo'yadigan bo'lsang, 10 ta granka bog'lab qo'ysang, bir pas to'lib qoladi. Demakki, bittasi ko'payganda bittasi kamayyapti. Nima ekan? Bular inverse proportional ekan. Tushunyapsan? Demakki, mana bu narsani pipe misolda p bilan belgilasam, mana bilan t bilan belgilasam, u holda mana yozishimiz mumkin. P sub 1, t sub 1 is equal to p sub 2, t sub 2. And that is equal to some constant number. What is p sub 1? It is 4. Here we have 4. P sub 1, it is 4. Equals p sub 2, it is 8. And t sub 2, it is t. I don't know, right? So from here, what is t? 4 times 4, 16 over this 8, that's equal to 2 hours. That means that if you open 8 pipes at the same time, it takes only 2 hours to fill the tank. Doğru? Tushundingmi?
Tushundim.
Oson ekan. Endi sen sal qiyinrog'ini yechamiz endi misol uchun. Bu yerda endi 2 ta emas, 3 ta o'zgaruvchi bor. O'qichi savolni.
It takes 5 men to paint 2 identical houses. Houses in 3 days, assuming that all the men work at the same rate. How long will it take 10 men to paint 8 of these houses?
Shunga mana 5 ta ishchi bor ekan, o'zganli ishchilar. Mana bu yerda 5 men deyapmiz.
5 ta ishchi, 2 ta bir xil uyda 3 kunda kashkalab bo'ladi.
Mana 2 houses deb qo'yadi H bilan. Qancha kunda bo'ya bo'lishar ekan?
3 kunda.
3 kunda. Buni yozib olishing kerak oldin. Assuming that all the men work at the same rate. Bunaqa bittasi ishchan, bittasi dangasa emas ekan, hammasi bir xil ish qilar ekan, 1 soatda bir xil ish bajarar ekan. Aytayaptiki, faraz qilaylik, hammasi bir xil tezlikda ishlasin. U holda how long will it take 10 men? Agar shunaqa bo'ladigan bo'lsa, biz 5 ta emas, 10 ta ishchi ishlatadigan bo'lsak, deyapsiz, to'g'rimi? Shunga uydan 8 tasini, 8 ta uyni necha kunda bo'yab bo'lishadi? Bu mana misol uchun n deb qo'y. N kunda bo'yab bo'lsin.
Hozir 1 minut. 5 ta odam 2 ta uyda 3 kunda bo'yab bo'libdi. 10 ta odam 2 ta uyda 1,5 kunda bo'yab bo'lardi.
8 ta.
Yo'q, o'sha 1,5 kunda bo'yab bo'lardi. Endi 2 ni 4 ga ko'paytirgan bo'lsa 8 bo'ladimi? Значит, 1,5 ni 4 ga ko'paytirgan bo'lsangiz, 1,5 ni 4 ga ko'paytirgan bo'lsangiz 4 6 kunda bo'yab bo'ldi 8 ta uyda 10 ta odam.
Juda yaxshi. Demak, endi nima bo'lar ekan?
Demak, endi 6 kun bo'ldi, 6 bo'ldi.
Endi bunday qilib yechish kerak edi buni. U to'g'ri yechding. Bu sen bitta metod. Tenglamani qo'yib qanday yechamiz? Misol uchun mana bu yerga teng yozaman. Mana bu yerda tenglamamiz bor, mana bu tenglamamiz bor. To'g'rimi? Misol birinchi navbatda misol uchun mana buni fixlab qo'yaylik-da. Kunimiz o'zgarmasa 3 kunda. 3 kunda agar ko'proq ishchi bo'lsa, ko'proq bo'yaydimi, kamroq bo'yaydimi 3 kunda?
Ko'proq ishchi bo'lsa, ko'proq bo'yaydi.
Birinchi martaga 5 ta yozay, ishchilar marta bo'lsin 5. Mana bu 10 ta odam, mana bu yerda 10 bo'lsin. Demak, agar ko'proq ishchi bo'lsa, ko'proq bo'yaydi, kamroq bo'lsa, kamroq bo'yaydi, to'g'rimi?
To'g'ri.
If it is so, then number of people and number of houses, are they directly proportional to each other or inversely proportional to each other?
Directly proportional, because when the men's odamlar soni ko'paygan sari uylar ham soni ko'payadi.
Demakki, directly bo'lgandan keyin nima bo'ladi? Directly bo'lgandan keyin ularning ratiosi constant, to'g'rimi? Ratio. Demakki, this number of men, workers and number of houses directly proportional. That means that their ratios are constant. So if I write 5 here, I need to write 2 here. So I need to write here it is 10, right? Corresponding value here is 10, 8. Okay. So now assume that this is not changing. Okay, this is not changing now. If we have number of people, number of days, and they are going to paint 2 days. If we have more people, right, and to paint 2 houses, does it take more days or less days?
If it's more days, because
less days. Less days. Because if you have more workers, because number of houses not changing, right? So it takes less days. If we have less people, it takes more days. Chunki ko'proq ish olib kelsang, misol uchun devoling bor, bir mashina ko'miring bor. Ko'proq ish olib kelsang, tez tugatadimi yo kam tugatadi?
Tez tugatadi, tezroq tugatishadi.
Demak ki ishchilar qancha ko'p bo'lsa, shunchalik kam vaqt oladi, to'g'rimi?
To'g'ri.
Ishchilar kam bo'ladigan bo'lsa, shunchalik ko'p vaqt oladi. Bitta o'zini ishlasang, ertadan kechgacha tashlasang ko'mir. Agar 5 ta kimatolar kelib Abduqodir yordam beradigan bo'lsa, birpas tashlaysiz. Demakki, bu ko'payganda bu kamayapti. Demakki, this number of people and number of days, they are inversely proportional, right?
Men bilan days'niki inverse. Atak men bilan house'niki direct bo'lib qolyapti.
Hozir biz ikkilasi haqida gap ketyapti, faqatgina number of men and number of days.
Okay, it's inverse proportion.
Okay, inverse proportion, that means that their product must be constant. So I need to write here, these two things are directly proportional, so I need to write it next to it. Here we have 3, and here we have, what is it? N. Men senga bu yerda anaqa qanday qilib tenglama qurib yetishni o'rgatyapman, ya'ni tushungandan keyin shuni tenglamaga aylantira olaysanmi? Ya'ni converting this word problem into equation. That is the most important thing in math. It's not only just guessing, and how you are solving this is called guess and try method. Taxmin qilib yechish. Lekin mana buni yechadigan bo'lsang, bu juda ham kuchli anaqa bo'ladi. Liboy stol yechib ketaversan keyin. Mana tenglamani qurib oldik. Bu yoqqa yana n topsak bo'ldi. Soddalashtiramiz. Bu nimaga ekan? Yani bu yerda 5 ko'paytirgan 3, 15 bo'lingan 2 barobar. Buni qisqartiradigan bo'lsam 2 ga bu yerda 5
bilan 4
n bo'lingan 4. Yani ikki tomonni 4 bo'lib 5 ko'paytiradigan bo'lsam 4 bo'lingan 5 ko'paytirgan 15 bo'lingan 2 barobar 4 bo'lingan 5 ko'paytirgan 5 bo'lib 4 n. Bir xil son ko'paytirdim, hech narsa o'zgarmaydi. Mana bu 5 qisqarib ketadi, 4 qisqarib ketadi. Nima qoldi bu yerda? N qoldi. Yani bu yerni qisqartiradigan bo'lsang, 15 bilan 5 bo'ladigan bo'lsa nima bo'ladi? 3. 3 kere 4 12. 12 2 bo'lsak 6. Mana bu javob, bu matematik javob. Mana shuni yechib o'rganishing kerak-da, taxmin qilib emas. Demakki, agar bu xuddi shunaqa bo'ladigan bo'lsa, agar 10 ta odam 8 ta uyni, demak 6 kunda bo'yab bo'lishar ekan. Tushundingmi?
Tushundim.
Tushungan bo'lsang,
osonlar.
Kim yo'talyapti?
Dadam nima bilan?
Ha?
Dadam bilan o'tiribdi.
Yo'q, aytmading-ku menga, sen o'zing yolg'iz o'tiribsan deb o'yladim.
O'zi yolg'iz o'tiribdi, kirdi.
Yo'q, ajoyib emas, dadangga matematika o'rganib, universitetga kirib, diplom olib, qiziqib ketsa.
Yo'q, katta dadam.
Ha?
Katta dadam deyman.
Rahmat o'g'lim, savotingiz yaxshi bo'lsin.
Opa dada demaysanmi? Dadang desang, Baxtiyor akam debman. Ya, assalomu alaykum, yaxshimisiz?
Yaxshi.
Aziz, sham opoqaga gap kirib chiqdi. 1 minut. Abdullah. 1 minut, tanafus, 1 minut.
Hop.
İnşallah.
Yaxshi. O'tirishganman.
Almashtirib qo'yib tur. Hozir pampers olib keladi.
Ne bo'ldi, eshik qoldimi?
Opoqsiga qarab ko'rsin 1 minut. Zarur bo'lib qoldi.
Sen başta turistlar inglizce o'rganib olasiz, mana shuni o'rganib olsangiz bo'ldi, matematika dars bera olasiz inglizchada.
Oson ekanmi?
Oson, juda ham oson. Lekin bular Muhammad Azizga prosta bu kirish qismilik. Bu asosan bosh narsa o'rganishimiz kerak. Shu bir oy takrorlash qilaylik-chi, undan keyin asosiy temaga o'tib ketamiz-da.
Mana bu nima, oson tushunadiganini oxlab-oxlab o'tib ketaverasizlar.
Ya asosan men bu misol uchun mana maktabda bu narsa mana shu tema 2 hafta o'tiladi. Hozir biz 2 soatda tugatdik bitta tema nimani. Bu o'tirib asosan misol yechish kerak, hammasi yetib chiqish kerak, bitta ham qoldirmasdan. Yechadigan ko'z o'rganadi, hozir ko'z o'rgan bo'lsa, yana ham tez ketadi. Tez o'ylashni o'rganish kerak-da. Mana shu gaplarni tushunib, bitta ko'p yangi so'z bor baribir inglizchada, ko'rib misol uchun ketadigan bo'lsa, hozir asosan ichiga kirib oladigan bo'lsa, keyin to'g'rilasa, keyin bir oy, 2 oydan keyin sen 8-9 temalarni o'tib boshlaymiz.
Bu Qosim. Salomatchilik yaxshimi?
Rahmat Xudoga shukr. O'z yaxshimisiz?
Kelamiz ekan.
Ana o'rjanim yaxshimi?
Xudoga shukr, rahmat, biz yaxshimiz. O'zingiz qiynalmayapsizmi? Sog'lig'ingiz yaxshimi?
Qorim yetib degandek.
Alloh shifo bersin.
Shu 2 kundan beri battar qorimga qapib yorib yurasan. Kalplardan keladi, o'qiladi, dori. O'tib degandek. O'zingiz yaxshimi?
Mushishmi?
Yo'q.
Biz ham Xudoga shukr yaxshi, shu ishlab yuribmiz biz ham.
2 ming.
Aqlga o'tirishlarmi? Harimxonaga ketib. Endi Allohning irodasi. Iloji yo'q.
Shu iloji yo'q, sog'inamiz boshqa narsa, boshqa endi sabr qilishdan boshqa iloji yo'q-da.
Alloh sabr bersin.
Bunlar 2 ketdi. Endi mana men birinchi jo'natganim 3 ekan, birinchi jo'natgan.
Birinchi jo'natgangiz bormi?
O'rjanim ishlatganmi?
Birinchi.
Akam ham yaxshi, akam ishlar. Ular ham ish boshlangan.
Yaxshi.
Motor.
Bu 3 to'rni motor. 4 mana bormi? Motor olmadim.
U ko'taramiz.
Tinchlik.
Alloh shifo bersin, sizga ham kuch-quvvat bersin ish qilganda.
Bizlarga kelay deyapsizlarmi?
Nima?
Bizlarga ham kelay deyapsizlarmi?
Endi o'ziga yaqinda borib keldik endi. Nodirab ham kutyapmiz ularni, bu yoqqa kelishini kutyapmiz endi. Ko'ramiz, yo'llar ochilib qolsa balki bir borib ham kelarmiz, hozir yo'llar yopiq hali ham.
Tinch bo'linglar. Alloh o'zi qo'llasin.
Rahmat, duo qilingizga ham xudo xolasa.
Mana.
Imonga bor
birinchisi. Ikkinchisi
bir chiqarsangiz.
Uchinchisi. Mana. To'rtinchisi. Beshinchisi hozir qoldi.
Kattasi
Mana
kim tutdi? 3, 2, 1.
o'qitaman deb qilyapti. Yashayman kelayotgan duo berib, ular yo'lini bersin.
Muhammad Aziz boshqacha chiqdi, Abdulaziz ham aqlliroq, xudo xolasa.
Ko'ramiz endi.
Ko'rsatmasin. Muhammad Aziz, buni yuborganlaringiz o'zing yechganlaringmi?
Hammasi o'zim yechganim.
Lekin men senga aytdim-ku, daftarda o'rtasidan bitta chizib, paradichni qilib yozdim-u, aralashtirmasdan. Bitta o'rtasidan chizib turib boshlashing kerak. Shundaymi? Mana daftar bo'ladigan bo'lsa, yechyapsanmi? Misol uchun o'rtasidan bitta chiziq chiz, bunday qilaman. Bitta chiziq chizib turib, matn yoz, mana birinchi savol misol uchun yechgandan keyin ikkinchi savol matn davom et, ozgina joy tashlab. Matn uchinchi savol. Menga tekshirishga oson bo'ladi. Iloji bo'lsa haligi A4 qog'oz razmerdagi daftar bor-ku, o'shanaqa yetsang, lekin rasmga olib yuborsang ham oson bo'ladi.
A4 yozyapmiz.
A4 listga yozyapmiz hozir biz.
Yo'q, o'shani bitta chiziq chizib o'rtasidan bunday paradisni yozib ketganda.
Doğru, doğru. Şakamız endi.
Naqlan davom etamizmi yo to'xtataylikmi?
Davom etamiz, xudo xohlasa aka. Kun dars qolmoqda.
Ozgina nima qilay, zotda vaqtim nima bo'lib qoldi? 15 minut.
Yana 1 minut.
Qabul qilasam hozir. Hozir-ku 1 minutdan. Men chiqib turaman, mashinaga qarab qo'yaman.
Okay. Ama uzr aka.
Bo'ldimi?
Ha, tayyorman.
M.Aziz, asosan bu yerdagi birinchi, ikkinchi, uchinchi chapterlar sen uchun revision, takrorlash. Asosan bu ingliz tilini nimalar ko'zing o'rganib olib, shu bir oydan keyin hamma narsa faqat ingliz tilida o'tadigan bo'lib qolishimiz kerak. Tushunyapsanmi?
Hop.
Maqsad seni ingliz tilini rivojlantirish, listeningni rivojlantirish va matematikani rivojlantirish. Shuning uchun hozir tushuntiryapman, undan keyin sekin-sekin faqatgina ingliz tilida boshlashimiz kerak. Xullas davom etamiz yana. More on inverse proportion, graphical representation of inverse proportion. Savollar o'xshash. Faqatgina sen tenglamas yosh bilib bo'lsang bo'ldi. Demakki, if y is inversely proportional to x, then x times y, right, equals k. So the product of these quantities is equal to constant number, or y is equal to k over x. Yani direct inverse proportion deganda sizlar shu tenglama kamdan kelish kerak-da. Buni x bu yoqqa olib o'tadigan bo'lsa, bu shaklda yozishimiz mumkin. Misol uchun, if y is inversely proportional to x, the first step you should be able to write this using the symbol. Okay, what you have to write here is that means that this y is inversely proportional to x. I'm writing 1 over x, but I'm not reading as 1 over x. Y is inversely proportional to x. Okay, and here the first question, y equals 3 when x equals 4. Question A, find an equation connecting x and y. So question A,
3 times 4 equal,
yes,
K, connection.
K equals x times y, right? Which is equal to 3 times 4. That's equal to 12. So the value of this k is equal to 12. Now I can write my equation, and y is equal to 12 over x. That is the equation that connects x and y. Okay?
Okay.
B, now we can answer the question using this equation. Find the value of y when x equals 6. Here, when x equals 6, we need to find the value of y. Substitute here, y is equal to 12 over what is x? 6. So
6.
that's equal to
2. It means y equal 2.
Y equals 2 when x equals 6.
6.
C, the value of x when y equals 48. So here y equals 12 over x, right? From here, what is y? 48. So we need to find the value of x when it's 48. 12 over x. So what is it? If we just evaluate this, x is equal to 1 over 4. Okay? So now as you see here, if I make a table, you will see that in the table, let's say this is x, this is y. For example, here, y equals 3 when x equals 4. So it is 4, this one is 3. In the second one, right? In the second one, y equals 2 when x equals 6. So here we have 6, this one is 2. Here, y equals 48, and what is x? Corresponding value
1
is
over
1
8
over 4. In each case, as you see here, the year product is constant. 4 times 3, 12, 6 times 2, 12, 1 over 4 times 48, 12, right? And that's why these two things are inversely proportional to each other, because the year product is always constant number.
Okay.
Another example, I will stop maybe after 15 minutes. Boyle's law. Who is Boyle? Physicist. One physicist, okay. Like we have Newton's law, some laws, right? This is also one physicist. Boyle's law states that the volume V centimeter cubed of a fixed mass of gas at constant temperature is inversely proportional to its pressure, P units. So simply saying that this V, right, is inversely proportional. So that is inversely proportional to P. That means that here we have V times P is equal to K. How connected to each other? Given that the volume of a fixed mass of gas at constant temperature is 1000 centimeter cubed when its pressure is 50. So V sub 1 is equal to 1000 centimeter cubed. P is
pressure equal
50 units. The question is find the volume of the gas when its pressure is this. So we need to find V sub 2 when its pressure is, let's say this P sub 1 is 1250 units.
1000 times 1250 divided by 50.
V sub 1 P sub 1 equals V sub 2 P sub 2. But o'zi masalan tushundingmi Muhammadaz?
Masalan so'zlarni tushunmadim, atak o'zim tushundim qanday ishlardan, qanday uravneniya kirishni tushundim.
Misol uchun bitta havo bor, shar bor, shar. Yoki bo'lmasam mashina balonni qarash mumkin, velosiped balonni qarash mumkin. Misol uchun o'sha aytayaptiki, bu yerda buni aytayaptiki V centimeter cube of fixed mass of gas. Ichida gas, havo bor-u, constant is inversely proportional to its pressure P units. Yani chunki bu bir xil havo bo'ladigan bo'lsa, misol uchun faraz qilaylik, bir xil havo bor, bir xil miqdorda havo bor. Sen uni kichkina narsa qo'yadigan bo'lsang, ichidagi bosim juda ham kuchli bo'ladi, to'g'rimi?
To'g'ri.
Agar katta xonaga qo'yib qo'yadigan bo'lsa, u umuman bosim bo'lmaydi. Demak, uni V kattayadigan bo'lsa, havoning bosimi kichrayar ekanda. Agar shakl bu kichrayadigan bo'lsa, havoning bosimi ko'payadi. Misol uchun, juda ham ko'p havoni mashinaning baloniga solib qo'yadigan bo'lsang, juda ham bosim katta bo'lgani uchun mashinaning baloni ezilmaydi, mashinadan ko'tarib tashlaydi, to'g'rimi? Lekin xuddi o'shani havoni balonni ichida havoni bitta katta xonaga qo'yib qo'yadigan bo'lsa, o'ta bosimdan kuchli bo'lmaydi-ku. Shu narsa bu yerda. O'shani ifodalayapmiz. O'shani tushunib olgandan keyin bu masalani demak yechaveramiz. Mana V1 bilamizmi? V1 1000 times P sub 1 it is 50 equals V sub 2 I don't know. P sub 2 it is 1250. So from here V sub 2 is, if you multiply this, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 is divided by 1250. To'g'rimi? Demak, bu ketadi. Endi 5000 ni 1250 ga bo'ladigan bo'lsa nima bo'ladi? 125 ga 40 bo'lar ekan. Demak, bu narsa barobar bo'lar ekan 40. Ko'rsam, demakki, ko'ryapsan, mana bu 1000 santimetr kub degan nima degani? 1 litrli idish degani-da. 1 litrli idishga bir xil havo miqdoring bor. Agar solib qo'yadigan bo'lsang, uni bosimi 50 bo'lar ekan. Ko'ryapsanmi? Agarga bosim 1250 bo'ladigan bo'lsa, bosim o'ta juda ham kuchli ekan, unda hajm qanaqa bo'ladi? Hajm unda juda ham kichkina bo'lib qoladi. 40 cm3 degani kichkinagina bir stakan ichi degan, stakandan kichkina degan. Kichkinagina tennis to'pi bor, tennis to'piga hamma anaqa havoni siqishtirib solib qo'yding degani. Agar uni teshadigan bo'lsa ham portlab ketadi, chunki bosim kuchli ichida. Shunaqa masala xullas, bu qanday yechish usuli. Tushundingmi? Ko'rganingdek masala juda ham katta, asl tushunadigan bo'lsa yechib juda ham sodda. Birpas yechib qo'yasan. Asosan masala gaplarni tushunib oladigan bo'lsang. Alo.
Значит, birinchi eshityapman. Siz eshityapsizmi?
Qattiq qolganingga, indamay qolganingga.
Yo'q, shunday qarab sekin tushunayotganman.
Bo'pti, endi tushunib olasan, yana yechimlarni yozib boraman. Misol yechgandan keyin tushunib boraversan, unda xolos oson bo'lib ketadi. Mana buni ko'rib qo'yaylik, keyin tugatamiz darsimizni. Ya'ni bitta misol ko'rib. Other forms of inverse proportion. Ya'ni inverse proportionning boshqa shakllari. Hozir o'tdiki direct proportion, xuddi shunaqada. Ya'ni ikkita quantity variable'ni bir-biriga inverse proportion bo'lishini nimani bilishimiz kerak? Agar ularni ko'paytmasi, to'g'rimi? Ko'paytmasi constantga teng bo'ladigan bo'lsa, keyin aytaman, demak bu yerda y mana x ga teskari proporsional deymiz ekanlar. Demakki, o'sha narsani biz ko'paytmasini bir constant, o'zgarma songa teng qilib yoza olamizmi? Mana birinchisini qaraydigan bo'lsang, x kubni bu yoqqa olib o'tadigan bo'lsam, demakki bu nima bo'ladi? Y ko'paytirilgan x cube is equal to 3. Is it a constant number? Yes, right?
Yes.
So we have one variable, another variable. So the product of these two things is constant number. Now I can write here, then this y is inversely proportional to x cubed. Okay, I'm not writing, I'm reading x cubed, but you need to write as 1 over x cubed because we are saying that inversely proportional. How about here? Q times square root of p is equal to 3. So the product of this and this is equal to constant number. So from here, I can say that then Q is inversely proportional to square root of p. That means that their product is constant. How about here? M cubed times m squared is equal to 1, right? So this times this equals 1. It's a constant number. Then this n cubed is inversely proportional to m squared. Okay. How about here? Y times x plus 2. Make sure that on the right hand side we have constant number.
4.
Constant number. So y is inversely proportional to, what is it? X plus 2.
Plus 2.
Right? Another example here. This is a bit tricky question.
The last one.
I can write it as y over x equals 1.
To 1.
But
Because
if I write it
we
as
have 1.
As a product of two things, here we have y times 1 over x is 1. So the first quantity is this variable, right? And the second one is this. So how can I write this using this symbol? Then this y is inversely proportional to 1 over, what do I have here? 1 over x. So I need to write here 1 over x. So this y, let me just delete these lines.
Oh my.
So this y, right? Y is inversely proportional to 1 over x. You don't say x, it's 1 over x. Because 1 over, we have this thing, right?
Inverse proportion.
Okay?
Allah kam qilmasin, Xudo madad qilib qo'llasin. Yerda yurt ichida shunday
He's talking to you.
Xudoim buyursa. Katta rahmat.
What is he saying?
Then I will translate for you.
Okay. All right. Let's solve 2 examples. Try to finish all the questions from chapter 1 this week, M.Aziz. Okay. So next week we will start chapter 2. Chapter 2 is much easier, but as I told you, chapter 1 to 3, 4 is just a revision. You have to go very fast. Then we will start chapter 8, grade 8 topics. Anyway, now you got the idea, I think.
Azamat.
So here, y is inversely proportional to square root of x. So that means that first you need to write here. What does it mean? It means y is inversely proportional to square root of x. That means that this y is equal to k over square root of x, right? And here it says that y equals 6 when x equals 4. Find an equation connecting x and y. First, to find k, you can write this equation either this way, or I can write it as y times square root of x equals k. So here that's equal to y times square root of x, and it says that y equals 6 when x equals 4. So y equals 6 when x equals 4, and square root of 4 is 2. 2 times 6 is 12.
12.
So from here, now y is equal to 12 over square root of x. This is how they are related to each other. Okay. Question B, calculate the value of y when x equals 16. So that is, we know how to do this. Y is equal to 12 over, what is x? 16.
X 16
root of 16, which is equal to 12 over 4, that's equal to 3. So now you need to write your answer here. So y is equal to 3 when x is equal to 16. Okay?
Okay.
And C, calculate the value of x when y equals 4. So substitute here, we know that y is equal to 12 over square root of x, right? If you substitute here, what is y is equal to 4. That is 12 over square root of x. Now from here, if you cross multiply, square root of x is equal to 12 over 4, right? And what is square root of x? Is equal to 3. So square root of what number equals 3?
Square equal 9.
9, right? Because square root of 9 is equal to 3. So now I should write here, x equals 9 when y is equal to 4. Okay?
Okay.
The last example, I will finish today's class. Okay? I know you are a bit tired, but so we finished this chapter, M.Aziz. Try to solve all the questions, and on Saturday we can have some discussion, and after that we will start new chapter. All right? I already sent it, chapter 2, I think. Okay, can you read it?
Okay. In an experiment, a drug is added to two identical flasks, each containing the same amount of of a certain bacteria, the drug is then allowed to react with the bacteria for various times in hours. In T hours, it is found that the amount of bacteria left as units varies inversely as T2 hours. In one flask, T minus 2 hours in one flasks, there were 6 units of bacteria left after 5 hours. Calculate the amount of units of bacteria left in another flasks after 7 hours.
It's a long question, but the solution is very easy. So we are doing some kind of experiment, okay? So you're doing experiments and drug is added to 2 identical flasks. So here we have the first flask, all right? And we have the second flask. And it says that there are 2 identical flasks. They are exactly the same. So we put some drug here, we have some drugs here, right? And also here we have just put some drug here. And what is inside the flask? Bacteria. So we are just trying to do experiments, how effective our bacteria is. Do they kill the bacteria well or not? Each containing the same amount of a certain bacteria. So inside this flask, there are some bacteria. Here we have bacteria, here we have bacteria. So if you add some drugs, what happens here? The drug kills the bacteria, right? So the drug is then allowed to react with the bacteria for various times in T hours, right? Maybe you just check this after 1 minute, after 2 minutes, after 3 minutes, and it starts killing the bacteria here. It is found that the amount of bacteria left as units varies inversely as T minus 2 hours. That means that this amount of bacteria S, right? This S varies, the variance been changed inversely as T minus 2. That is 1 over T minus 2. What does it mean? This means that S times T minus 2 is equal to constant. Okay? So the question is, in one flask, there were 6 units of bacteria left after 5 hours. Okay, so it says that, what is it? In one flask, 6 units of bacteria. What is this S? S is units of bacteria, right? It says that this S1 is equal to 6 when T is equal to 5. The question is, calculate the amount of units of bacteria left in another flask after 7 hours. So when T2 is equal to 7, so we need to find this as 2. Okay. So if I just substitute here, right, their ratios are, product is constant, I can write this equation S1 times T1 minus 2 is equal to S2 times T2 minus 2. Okay, because just using this thing, it's their product is constant. I don't have to find K. Now substitute here. What is S1? 6. What is T1? 5 minus 2. What is S2? I don't know. We are trying to find it. What is T2? It is 7. 7 minus
2.
From here, S2 is equal to 5 minus 2, 3. 3 times 6, it is 18.
18.
Over 7 minus 2, it is 4.
4.
So that means that here we have 4.5. So that means that after 7 hours in the second flask, only 4.5 bacteria left in the second flask.
Here 5 is true.
Huh?
7 minus 2 is 5.
5.
Okay.
Then
3.
2.4. 2.6. Yeah, 3.6.
3.6.
6.
Okay.
Oxirgi slide. O'qishni M.Aziz.
If you focus me? If you focus on results, you will never change. Results. You will never change. If you focus on change, you will get results. Jack Dixon.
Nima degani ekan?
And o'zi
Tarjima qilchi.
agar sen nima qilsang, tekshirsang javoblarni sen hech qachon o'zgartirmaysan, shakami? Agar sen o'zgartirish tekshirsangmi, sen hech qachon you will get result. Короче, bu narsa ko'pda. Sen javob rezultat ko'rasan.
Juda yaxshi. Aytyaptiki, if you focus on results, agar sen butun diqqatingni faqatgina natijaga qaratadigan bo'lsang, sen hayotingda hech qanaqa o'zgarish bo'lmaydi deyapti. Agar sen butun diqqat e'tiboringni o'zingni o'zgartirishga qaratadigan bo'lsang, albatta bu natija beradi deyapti. Men yaxshi bo'laman, muvaffaqiyatga erishaman, boy bo'laman deydigan bo'lsang, butun umr shunaqa deb o'tib ketasan. Uni o'rniga, buni deyishni o'rniga bugun 10 ta misol yechishim kerak, ertaga 10 ta misol yechish qila boshlasang, o'zini seni o'zgarishlar paydo bo'ladi deyapti. O'shani sen diqqatingni, hayolingni, butun energiyangni natijaga qaratma deyapti. Sen o'zingni o'zgartirishga sarflagan o'sha energiyani deyapti. Ana shunaqa qiladigan bo'lsang, sen kundan kunga o'zgarib boraversan deydi. Tushunarlimi? O'shaning uchun men haligi hozir yaxshi o'qiyman, ertaga nima bo'laman, indin nima bo'laman emas. Sen bugun misol yechib boraversang, qarab tursan, sen bir haftada boshqacha bo'lasan, bir oyda umuman boshqacha bo'lasan. 6 oydan keyin matematika desa hammani ko'zini oldida M.Aziz o'tadi. Xudo xolasa maqsad shu, lekin bu bizning asosiy maqsad emas. Unga erishamiz. Uni erishish uchun sen kundan kunga ko'proq misol yechib, boraversang, xudo xolasa hammasi yaxshi bo'ladi. Bugunga yetadi bo'lmasam, M.Aziz shanba kuni yana bir confirm qilamiz, aniqlashtiramiz. 11 dan 1 gacha dars qilamiz. Agar mabodo o'zgarib qoladigan bo'lsa, menga ertaga aytib qo'ying. Ya'ni Qirg'iz soatiga 10 dan 12 gacha bo'shman dedingmi?
Qirg'iz soatiga shanba kuni bo'lsa farqi yo'q, shanba kuni vaqti bormi, xudo xolasa bo'lib aytaman.
Bo'pti, shanba kuni bo'lmasam 10 dan 12 gacha dars qilamiz. Ya'ni 10 dan 12 gacha yoki 10:30 da senga yana xabar yozaman, xabarlashamiz. Bo'ptimi? Sen 10 dan 12 gacha matematik darsim bor deb kalendaringga yozib qo'y. Bo'lmasam senga vazifa, hamma ona faylni olding, birinchi chapterni, to'g'rimi?
To'g'ri.
Exercise 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D. Hammasini yechib tugatishing kerak. Endi yechgan bo'laring bo'pti, mayli. Bundan keyin A4 qog'ozni ham o'rtasidan bo'lib exercise yozib yechib borgin chiroyli qilib, bo'ptimi? O'rtasidan bitta chiziq chiz jadval bilan. Ikkinchidan ona tablitsalarni chizayotganingda jadval ishlatib chizgin. Ona grafikalarni chizayotganda ham jadvalni ishlatib chizgin chiroyli qilib. O'zing aniq chiroyli qilib ish qilishni o'rganasan-da keyin.
Bo'ldi.
Qo'lingda chizmagan jadval bormi uyda?
Bor. To'g'ri.
Jadval bor, transparentlik bor.
Yaxshi, chiroyli hali qalinrog'idan bo'lsa ishlashga ham oson. Chiroyli qiladigan bo'lsang, ashuni o'rganasan-da. Hamma narsa mustahkam, mukammal qilishni o'rganasan. Bo'lmasa ko'zing qing'irqishi ish qilishni o'rganib qoladi. Bo'pti, mayli, bo'lmasa nimalarni qilishga ma'qul. Senga keyingi hafta chorshanbagacha muhlat. Mana shu birinchi chapterni hammasini yechib tugatsam, keyingi chorshanba yoki payshanba birinchi chapterda imtihon qilaman. Bo'ptimi? Imtihonda 60 minut bo'ladi, 15 ta savol bo'ladi. Senga bir 90 minut vaqt beraman, o'sha paytda yechib, rasmga olib menga jo'natishing kerak bo'ladi. Hop. Keyingi payshanba yoki juma imtihoning bo'ladi, xabaring bo'lsin. Bo'pti, bo'lmasam, xayr, gaplashamiz, men ham uyga ketdim.
Rahmat.
Bo'pti, tinch bo'l, rahmat.
Bo'pti, Allohga emanet.